What's going on, my friends? Welcome to episode 168 of the Gay Podcast. Here we bring you everything New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, national, and international sports. Hosted by yours truly, Grassani. I'm joined by Cunningham, Rich, and our special guest, Leader Johnson. You can tune into the podcast on various platforms, including, but not limited to, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Answer Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. All you should do is follow us on social media at GayGP. Like all that said, it's time to get your game on. Yo, guys, let's not be around the bush here. We got a very special guest joining us today. Alex, you brought him on. Introduce him.
So this is Leader Johnson. He does a ton of great work on Twitter, and he's done a lot of recruiting stuff, and he knows his basketball. And I love his work and what he's doing, and I felt like his strong-minded self definitely made me think that he would be a great guest for us.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Glad to be here, man.
What's going on? What's going on, Leader? How you doing?
Doing good, man. You know, always love NBA draft time. I've been doing this for 5 years, analyst work. You know, I got my piece in it. You know, I write for 247 Sports, NBA Draft Room. And I got my own website, highlevelsports.com. And I write for NFL Draft Diamonds. I mean, I just do it's a ton. You know, I always stay busy, man. I love this sport, so I try to stay flexible and everything.
Yeah. Kind of, let me start off by asking you about that, Leader. Like all the NFL, like you say, you do NBA draft stuff and do NFL draft stuff. Like, talk about that stuff, because I could never imagine being like all these NFL NBA draft analysts. Because there's so many different like prospects you have to like know about. Like for most of the Cavs fans, they only know like a handful of, like they know about Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson, all those guys. But for you have to like do your research and like scout all these, like for the NBA at like over 60 players, for the NFL like forget that, like over 200. Like there's so many players you have to look into. So talk about that aspect.
Well, in NFL, of course, 7 rounds. So you got that, and now in this generation, you got USFL, you got the XFLs, different places to go to get paid in NFL to work your way up to the pros. But I have to, like right now, being on football, you're on 2023 class, but you're still looking at 2024, 2025, 2026. Who's going to be number one here? Is it Arch Manning? Is it Quinn Ewers? Is it, you got Khalid Williams? But who's the next guy? I know KJ Bolden's another good player, Kelly Smith Jr. You just got to analyze so many different players. It's crazy, but it's just fun too if you love sports. It's fun.
Yeah, I got a question for my main man right here. I respect
ahead,
what you said about Archie Griffin. Who do you think is gonna be the best basketball player coming in the 2024 draft? You got like an amazing class. You have Bronny James. You have Mikey Williams. You also have DJ Wagner, who I know personally. I believe like you also got like when you got these European brothers that could literally come out the world.
Yeah, to me, the best, I still like Isaiah Collier. You're going to watch for Isaiah Collier. He's going to play with Bronny James, USC. That's going to be something to watch. Dennis Rodman's son is there. But Aaron Bradshaw right now is the favorite. Aaron Bradshaw is the guy, but you can't sleep on DJ Wagner. He's so mentally ready for this game. I think Kentucky has something with Justin Edwards, Aaron Bradshaw, and DJ Wagner. Kentucky has something special if Calipari can coach those boys, man. Like I'm always skeptical on how he gets all the talent, but this is a special unit.
In my opinion, I say I'm a college basketball junkie. I watch it. I study it. Every Saturday is game day in my house for college, and I believe that I think Duke has a good powerhouse. Like, going to have a good season this year. They have like they have like at least five class recruits.
Right.
And you have John Schroyer, took him to the Sweet 16 in his first year, which I think he did an incredible job with the whole Duke. I thought Duke was going to fall off. I'm a huge Duke Blue Devils fan.
Yeah.
Go Duke for life. And I'm also a fan of my sleeper team is going to be this year. You got USC, that's a sleeper team.
Yeah.
You also have you have the big favorites like UCLA, Kentucky, Duke, Arizona, Oregon. You also have the game son, who's also is going to do work this year for Oregon. And Adam, the game is a rapper. His son plays D1 ball. Check him out.
Yeah?
Harlem Taylor.
Okay. Something to see.
And I'm saying the best player, and I'll say my favorite player in the draft is I like Victor Wemme, but I also like Brandon Miller. But I think he has a target on his back by saying LeBron isn't the GOAT. That's what
He didn't say that. He said his GOAT was Paul George. It wasn't. He made that he's my GOAT.
And he talked crap. He disrespected MJ. So.
Well,
that's
you
a
want to say
suicide
LeBron's not the GOAT, Chuck Cheshire, like, fine. You want to say MJ is not the GOAT, fine. But if you're trash talking both of them and you're just coming to the NBA, you're immediately putting a target on your back.
You're basically trying to commit suicide. That's basic. Now you have to be.
Well, you got to play now. You got to play now.
Exactly.
If he plays, everybody forget all about it. The money comes in, endorsements, and then
yeah.
But he definitely Miller's a dog. Miller, oh my God, Miller 6'9", wingspan. He's the closest scoring wise. He's the closest thing total package wise to Kevin Durant, Carmelo you're gonna get as a scorer. The closest thing you're gonna get. He's a mismatch problem. He can play the two if he wants to defend the two. He played some point guard in high school, so he has those handles. But he was just a dog in Alabama. Let him just eat it up. So now Stu Henderson is more NBA ready because of what he did in the G League. But Brandon Miller is going to be something that LaMelo Ball is. He's clapping his hands for. You have a scorer. You're a ball handler. You have a scorer now. So
Yeah, between him and Melo, the Hornets could be good sometime soon.
The Hornets backcourt is gonna be impressive. Yeah. But here's the thing: I'm gonna say this: Victor Wemme is gonna be.
Yeah.
There's no giving he's gonna be the rookie of the year.
Yeah.
But my problem is he's too skinny to be in the NBA.
All right. My comment bounce on that because I want to ask you, leader, as we dive into as we dive into the 2023 NBA draft, as we dive into the 2023 NBA draft, obviously with Victor Wembanyama, he goes first overall to the San Antonio Spurs. So I've been hearing all this hype surrounding this guy. I've heard some people call him, a generational talent. I've heard the hype is really real surrounding Victor Wembanyama. So I want to ask you, leader, are you buying into the hype surrounding this kid?
Absolutely. This kid is listen. He is the type of kid. When I play video games, I would make a guy 7 foot that could shoot like a guard, that could have handles like a point, that could shoot 80% from the free throw line, and then still come and post you up. Then elite defense, but then he's 7'5". Yes, so he's 227. So yes, he's going to the games. He's going to get that. That's just the immaturity part. If you're coaches and you're strengthening coaches, they're going to get him muscled up anyway. He's young, so But when he gets in there, he's going to get to that point. Like Chet Holmgren, Chet has to do it. Zion has to lose a little, just lose a little, so you can fly and be dominant. Don't get you hurt. But Chet and Vic and those are the guys right there. They're going to learn. They're going to learn. I mean. I'm not but he's definitely the real.
Yeah,
he's the real deal.
But definitely we bring back out he's skinny and he does need to some weight. But at the same time, look at a guy like Kevin Durant. He's skinny yet, and he's we all know how good he is. So I agree with you. If you can put on some muscle mass, if you coach him up, from one area, this guy could be a real star. And could you imagine the San Antonio Spurs like going from almost a decade ago? Yeah, Tim Duncan now going to Victor Wembanyama. I'm
Popovich. They
like
said Popovich left, man.
Popovich is like living the dream right now.
Wow. I mean, yeah, David Robinson was a guy that had a quadruple double in his career, scored 70 points. And then Tim Duncan he didn't even have to stay his senior year. He stayed. He was rookie of the year, all-star the first year. Now you get this guy. Like, it's the luck of Popovich, man. I mean, it's something to see with that, but it'll be something to see who they put around him. But I think he's going to be the ultimate mismatch problem. The ultimate. I mean, you got to guard him outside. You got to guard him inside. I mean,
could be similar. Could have like a similar check to like Jokic is having right now in the Denver Nuggets, because the thing you say about Wembanyama, like Jokic is it sounds a lot like Jokic, where he's like he's a big man, he's a center that can handle like a guard, handle and shoot like a guard. So
Jokic is what you
at least that's what I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Jokic is what you call an oversized Larry Bird. Yeah. Jokic can shoot out the lights. He can pass. He has great IQ, the best IQ I've ever seen out of a center. But the athleticism that it's like being Jokic with Embiid athleticism. It's but he's even specialer than that. He's like the oversized. See, when Kevin Durant came in the league, he was 215. He was 6'10", 215. He gained to 240. So people got to eventually gain their weight. You can't. I mean, but this guy can shoot like that. He can block. He can dominate on the other side of the floor. He has good IQ. I mean, he's played in the best league in France. That's the best league in France he played at. Like, so he's coming over ready. So, yeah, he's definitely the real deal, my man.
Yeah. Alex, question? Go ahead.
I got two quick questions. My first one, I know you've been busy with doing scouting reports on players during the draft, like the week before the draft and maybe some after the draft. I just wanted to get like a better idea of like what went into like your typical day like was for you, and like doing research and doing mock drafts or anything like that.
Well, if I go back to yesterday, okay, I mean, I got my high-level sports site. I do senior work for NBA draft firm, so I'm doing that all day, right? But then I got film I look at. I got recruits that send me their film. Those are the recruits that want to be seen by other colleges that are not looking at it. They don't have stars. Look at their film, and I talk to other, assistant coaches and try to get them in if I can, the best I can. Then you got the guys that are talked about that you got to look at. You got Christian Bliss. I was just looking at Christian Bliss. I was looking at Isaiah Harwell. I was looking at Malik Thomas, tops in Pennsylvania. I was looking at that guy. And then Bryce James. He's a lot more games. He's just got with a new school. So that's film I'm looking at. But at the same time, I got to be ready to analyze the draft. So I'm like, now you're looking at the last second. What are they saying teams need? At the last second of the draft, is always, okay, who's going to go here? Who's going to go there? Raymond Thompson went to 5. At one time, Cam Whitmore was right there at 4 for Houston. And he went down to Detroit. Then, then Azar goes up. Then Azar is now going to be chosen to his brother. Like, it's a lot of stuff. Derek Lively, I picked him at 10 on my mock draft. But he didn't get drafted by Dallas, but Dallas traded for him. So it's always something going on. And Amani Bates, we didn't know if he was even going to get drafted, which is he's going to be a good player. And it's just when you miss that 1 year window when they got you on mock draft. Nick Smith Jr., you get hurt. It's all it takes now. It's one snap, and your stock can go all the way down. And Monty Bates, they was calling him a generational talent. He scored 19 at Eastern Michigan. And you mean to tell me this kid all of a sudden, then you got a little trouble, whatever that happened, but he got injured at Memphis. And you mean to tell me this is where he goes down to now? Cam Whitmore, his people talk like he's expecting to be top 10, top 5. And then he goes down to 20. I mean, it just happens. It happens. G.G. Jackson. G.G. Jackson is the classic case. He was told the wrong, he reclassified. And now Look where he was drafted at. He was given the point, like, look, you were classified, you'll be drafted here. And look where he's at now. I mean, it's all political, and it's all who hits the right people, because these agents get paid regardless if they get a client. They get a client, they get paid regardless. So where you're going, if you get a G League contract or if you get drafted, you just gotta know who you're talking to and who you're trusting to talk to. You just gotta be the right people, man. There's just always if I told any student athlete or a person going to the pros, anything, be smart on who you're talking to. Do your own homework too.
100%, I agree with you, brother. Hold on, let me go.
Wait,
first.
I got one more question.
Let me go. You've been asking.
Let Alex last question, then Michael, you can
Nigga,
go.
I haven't asked. Oh yeah, it's one question. I was asking 5. This is a quick question, mofo. Let the black man talk. Jesus. Well, how you feel about Derek Whitehead being a little late pick in the draft because of injuries?
Same thing I just said. Nick Smith Jr., G.G. Jackson, that one window, because he was a top 10 pick. He was stapled the top 10 pick. I remember him coming up. I remember talking to Dwayne Wise, team director, Team Durant. I remember him even coming up, talking to the kid, talking to his parents, like this guy was already put there. He was already there, but get hurt. Get hurt. That's all you have to do. Get hurt. But they got a good pick. Derek Whitehead's going to be good. He's going to get healthy.
Yeah.
Guys, Keontae George, another guy. I feel like I think they just sleep on him real hard. Deontay George is another one. I feel like GG's going to be good. GG's going to have a chance to just play and develop. It's one thing about being a young player. You got time to develop. You can just get in the G League, have fun, do what you do, and come up and, look how Bruce Brown played with Denver. All he had to do was develop. That's it.
Yeah, let me jump in on that, because Lita, I am a Brooklyn Nets fan, so I want to ask you like a bit about their draft. Honestly, like you said earlier, I love the Derek Whitehead pick based on everything you just said, everything I've heard about him. Like local guy, like from New York, New Jersey, so he's familiar with the area. And from what I've read up on and like I'm honestly not as deep into like scouting as you are, so but what I've heard about is that he did start some. He obviously got hurt, but this is a guy that has massive upside, and he could be kind of like a boom or a bust type pick. So I want to ask you like am I at least on the right track here? And what do you make of Whitehead? And what do you make of the Nets draft overall? Out they draft Clown a pick before like power forward, nice big man. They draft Jalen Wilson out of Kansas in the second round. So, expand more about Derek Whitehead. What do you think about the Nets draft overall?
Derek Whitehead, listen, Derek Whitehead is going to be good. The one thing about this generation of talent is so many young talent that come out. It's so much that comes up behind people. They all of a sudden ends up being good. Anthony Simons, everybody's surprised. No, the guy was 19. He developed and he became that player. Shaden Sharp going to do the same thing. Derek Whitehead is young. He's an all-around talent. He has point guard skills. He's explosive. When that man gets to playing, if they get Michael Bridges back, if I'm not gonna, I don't want to talk about Ben Simmons. I want to be as light as I can on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has all the talent possible, but so frustrating. But if he's trying to get this work in, and they get this guy that can pass like Ben again with Michael Bridges, and you still got Cam Johnson. If you keep all those guys, still keep all those young nucleus. Yeah, okay. They can go right back to the playoffs. And Michael Bridges played like a dog. Like, that's what they need. So, Derek, don't expect. I'm not going to tell you to expect right now. He's coming off an injury, but he's gonna be a good player. Right now, that's a lot to put on somebody. But Cam Johnson, I'm real surprised they didn't put all their players in the playoffs. They were supposed to put. The one guy, what's his name? The guy from LA, Cam. The dog y'all got, the score. What's that man's name, man? The man came. The other Cam, not Cam Johnson.
Cam Thomas.
Yes, Cam Thomas. Look at that. Cam Thomas is a score. Like, he was scoring for y'all. Like, the coach is the problem. The coach is the problem. Put that man in there. If you're gonna win or lose with your players, He needed experience.
Yeah, I have no idea. After he dropped like all those 4 games, I have no idea why like they didn't give him more reps there. But you could see, a lot of the young talent. Like you got Bridges, you got Cam Johnson, you got Claxton, like Cam Thomas, as you mentioned, So it's good. It's really gonna be interesting after unfortunately what happened with Katie and Kyrie, that whole debacle. It's really gonna be interesting to see how Sean Marks builds this roster back up.
They'll battle for 8 spot. Charlotte gonna be Atlanta. All those guys are battle for. I mean, it just be a battle. Some young teams. Orlando is young. Detroit is Jesus. A lot of good young talent. So it's just their time, man.
The East is scary. Honestly, going to next season, maybe they make some moves that change things. But right now, where I look at is that if you could just at least be in the plane, I'd be thrilled with that.
I mean, so Spurs won the draft, of course, with the generational talent. But if I had to go to the other teams, the Hornets and the Rockets. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, how could you get any luckier?
Yeah.
Are we serious right now? With the Hornets, you got James Najee's a good foreign. He's a guy with size. One thing he can do right now is come in and play defensively and rebound. But he's a guy to look at a talent from overseas. Amari Bailey, Nick Smith Jr. They all go there with Brandon. Like the Hornets had a real good. The future's gonna go down the line where you look at this draft and say, how? Like, how did they get those guys? But those are the 2 drafts that stand out the most to me as far as best drafts. I mean, of course, San Antonio gets no better prospect than that. So yeah, that's the 2 drafts there.
Awesome. Okay, Alex, now you can get your second question then.
Okay, my second question is, I know it happened last night, but the Sixers got like the top 3 undrafted free agents on the free agent tracker, and I wanted your thoughts on who can be the best radar player for the Sixers to potentially make the team, and who would you build around with once they potentially make the team?
Well, they got some good talent. Marcus Bagley is an Exhibit 10 contract, which is a contract you get paid and you have to make the team. If you don't, you just don't make the team. But Marcus Bagley's Marvin Bagley Jr.'s brother. He's okay. He's decent. But Ricky Council and Jaquavion Smith, man, they are high-level players. And then, Tubelis averaged 19 points and 9 rebounds at Arizona. So he's a solid 3-point shooter. They always develop good players. Look how they did Mac McClung. Look how they did Jaden Springer. Look how they did Louis King. I mean, when Charles Bassey was there, he stepped in when they had injuries. Did a good job. Charlie Brown came in. I mean, they know how to develop young players to contribute. So you should be excited about it. Council.
They got Paul Reed also.
Who? Paul
Reed.
Other one. Yeah. Paul. I mean, Isaiah Joe when he was there. Guys develop. Yeah. They develop and they seem to Braxton Key. I mean, guys develop and seem to, when they put them in, they do their job. I mean, Miles Powell. I mean, he was a guy that, if people don't remember him, he was a guy that came to contribute. So they do good with young talent. So I mean, Morey knows how to get talent. As far as what they're going to do, get back Harden, get back in the lab, get the familiar players together, trade Tobias. This is a replayed record. They have to trade Tobias. This is not now the Cavs, the Pacers. They're also another team that's asked about them. Detroit, they've all asked about. So there's just traction. I mean, the guy he's a very good player. It's just a contract, but you only got it for 1 more year. The Dame Lillard stuff. Listen, honestly, let Maxey come off the bench for a little minute. If you get Lillard, you let that happen. You let Harden come in there, get this championship, get the coach. Nick Nurse is going to have him playing defense, better defense, aggressive defense. That's Nick Nurse's game. He's going to let Embiid's going to be a dog in the middle more than he was with other teams because that's the physical. Embiid's going to be a better post player instead of always hanging out on the outside. So Just go in there and go to the lab, guys. Y'all, PJ Tucker, what? Daniel House. These guys have all been to the playoffs. Everybody, they're playoff tested. This isn't a team that needs to get playoff blood. You just need to go in there and get better. That's it. Trade the bias. Do what you do. I mean, whoever you get. I mean, you hear Zach LaVine, whatever. Whoever you get, if it's a couple of players, if 36 million is going, get you somebody, man. That's just all. You get the team together. Philly will be back in the playoffs. That's not the thing that people worry about. The next level. That's it.
I'm just like I've been listening to 94 WIP, and everyone is talking about Tobias Harris and what's going to happen with him, and I'm just really anxious to hear what happens in the coming weeks. And I do think that they can solve a Tobias Harris trade, and I'm not sure if he's going to have a package with like Shake Milton or Korkmaz with it, but I'm not sure what it'll take.
Well, they'll be able to have that. I mean, one thing that you got to be confident about, this is Daryl Morey. You don't want to just have any general manager here. Daryl Morey makes something shake whenever it's time to. Everybody's talking about Ben Simmons. Everybody always that's the one thing. Now, whether you like it or not, I cannot guarantee you that. They did get Jalen McDaniels out of nowhere, boom, brought him up. He always makes a move. So they'll get a package together. I mean, you've been hearing about Tobias probably with Jaden Springer and whatever. People thought they was gonna get picks. But yeah, they can make that happen. I mean, that's the thing is they gotta play, man. They gotta get down and play. I think Nurse is a better coach because all the physical stuff that needs to be done will be done. That is it. Milton's he declined his option, so he's not on the table. Korkmaz is there, but Milton he didn't pick up his player option. So he's not with the Sixers no more. He's gonna test free agency. So that's how he's doing right now. So Matt McClung can move up into that spot. I mean, who knows? And then for them to get two guards in two-way deals, that lets you know that it could be a trade. Springer could be out of here. We're talking about two-way deals. It's 15 people that could be on the team. So, you got the two, like somebody about to go. They got four people. They got four people. The Exhibit 10, you don't really count too much because they had a Muhammad last year, Aminu Muhammad, who was a 5-star in high school, was with Georgetown his first year. But he's with Delaware, but, he's not with the Sixers. He didn't make the team. So Marcus Bagley will probably be on the worst case scenario. He'll be on the Delaware 87, with the blue coats, But they're going to have to make room now. 3 guys. They're going to have to make room now. So it's going to be a trade. Don't think Morey ain't looking around. Morey's that guy. He's going to make a move. When you say something, he's like, okay, did y'all like this? I made the move. Morey's going to make the move. Okay, so yeah.
The Sixers War Room leak on Twitter was interesting last night.
Yeah, well, you said the War Room?
Yeah, I think Kyrie Newbeck tweeted it.
Oh, okay. What was said? What did he say?
It was just like a picture with 2 whiteboards, and they had like the draft, a potential like trade that would happen in the second round. And I think the second board had like Tobias Harris's name with PJ Tucker, I think. But it was blurry, so I couldn't really see who was on it 100%. But it sounds like they're going to be doing some damage in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I see them making moves. Definitely see them making moves.
It should be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Lita, I want to ask you now. Like, we touched like a lot on Victor. You talked a little bit on Brandon Miller. So I want to ask you about number 3 for Sky Essence Trailblazers. Number 1, give me your breakdown of him, a breakdown of the pick, and see how do you feel. How do you feel about the direction of point? Like, honestly, Now if they made the pick, we don't know what they're gonna do with Damian Lillard. Are they gonna keep him? Is he gonna ask Scout? Like what's gonna happen there? So what's your opinion on that? What do you make of Scoot Henderson?
Man, impressed. I was impressed when he was 17, 16, doing what he was doing. Like, they got a franchise to me right now. That's a franchise guy, and your backcourt looks unbelievable with Anthony Simons and him for the future. And you still got Shaden Sharp and Nasir Little on their team. It's good. You still got Nurkic at the center position. Okay, you keep Jeremy Grant. You can keep him there. He's productive. But Dame Lillard, I said it when he was drafted. Bye bye Dame Lillard. I tweeted it. It's only a matter of time. Whatever decision they decide to make, if Dame Lillard don't get traded right away, it's going to be a time when he gets traded. It's going to happen. It's not absolutely sure if it's going to be right now immediately, but he's on the market now. They have their future point guard. So if the season starts and Scoot is there, do not be surprised. But don't be surprised if they decide to trade him in the middle of the season by getting a right deal. It's just, listen, now it's not a loss if he goes. They have their successor, so they can fling him around any type of way they want to, man. So he's going to go. He's going to go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. Like, does he go to Miami? Does he go to Brooklyn? It's really gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Some people are saying, like I said, I brought up Philly. It's because Stephen A. brought up Philly. If that happens, but you got Miami, they're on them. If he goes to Brooklyn, if he goes to, I mean, yeah, he's definitely gonna want a winning team. One of the winning teams are gonna want him. That Chris Paul's with the Warriors. I think people are starting Bills with the Suns. I mean, teams are starting to amp up again. The Lakers want to try to get Miles Turner. They're trying to get people on their team. So yeah.
Yeah. Michael, do you have anything you want to ask a leader? Michael, you there? Yeah. All right, I guess he's not there. So I mean, I'm gonna give you the floor. I'll ask this because we asked you about Brandon Miller. I asked you about Scott Henderson. We asked you about all the big guys, and we asked you about like local guys. You gave some opinions on like Whitehead and stuff. So I want to ask you, aside from the ones you mentioned, who are your favorite like prospects? Who are your favorite picks? From this past draft, aside from the obvious ones that we just mentioned.
You talk about this draft here, right?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, Vic is just he's not the guy you pick. He's just like, man, But my favorite one's always. I mean, listen. I remember when they recruited him. I remember when he rose up the recruiting rankings. I remember when he went to Jordan Brand Classic, was the best player. I remember when he went to the McDonald's All-American, was the best player. I don't listen. Nick Smith Jr. did good, and then in Team USA, I mean, goodness, Cam Whitmore. Cam Whitmore is a different animal. Like he reminds me of Vince Carter. He's that guy. Like he's just ready to play immediately. 6'7", 235, immediately ready to play right now. I like Amin Thompson. His upside is crazy. He's a good player. Then like I said, Keontae George is one. And Monty Bates. I'm never gonna get off of Monty Bates. G.G. Jackson. Ryan Rupert. I like Ryan Rupert. I think he's a good two-way player. Pretty good player. I think Derek Lively's in a good situation because they don't have any big men. So he'll get all the time. So yeah, I mean, but if you ask me my number, like on this draft, because this draft was good at top 10. The top 10 prospects are the ones you like, wow. Then you got other talents that people are not going to pick, like Amani and Gigi, that would be a little bottom, that should be higher. It's some talent, but overall, it's not one of the most talented drafts. But man, the ones that are talented, Cam is just Anthony Black is another one. Anthony Black is another one. Both sides of the ball, defensive hound, great court vision, played in Team USA and showed up too. So yeah.
Okay. All right, sorry, Lily, we lost you for that. Alex, you can take the next question, and then I'll take the final one. I'll take so then Michael, the
Oh,
one you
hold
can
up.
ask.
I get one more question. Hold
All
up
right,
now.
you get one. Then Alex gets one.
You go next.
You want me to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's two. Like This is non-draft really, but we did see some like big trade actions going down. Like what has to like the what Chris Porzingis going to Boston. Obviously that's a big splash, but at the same time, you lose Marcus Smart, so that kind of confused me a little. I mean, yes, you get 2% pick and you add Chris Porzingis, but Smart was just so important to what to do there, and I'm really not sure like how Boston's gonna replace it. That's the one. But the one that that one really has the puzzle is Chris Paul to the Warriors. I don't get what the Warriors are thinking with that one. Like you trade away Jordan Poole, who's one of your big key young players, like off the bench, and you bring in Chris Paul. Let's face it, really, what role does he have, on the Warriors? Like, is he gonna be a six man? He's gonna be like Steph Curry's gonna pretty much play all the minutes, like at point guard. Is Chris Paul gonna move to two guard? Or like I don't think so. So I really don't know, what Golden State thinking there. So I want to ask you about both those trades. And Michael is actually want to chime in. You can do. I want to start with Lita. What do you make of both Porzingis to Boston and Chris Paul to the Warriors?
Well, I don't like the Porzingis trade. Only because they traded Marcus Smart because he's a lot more to their team. You're breaking up a nucleus for a guy like Porzingis is good, right? He gives you some size, but Porzingis also been hurt. Like how you only get him if you're trading back and getting a guy like Jokic. Like I'm talking about if you're getting a big man, he has to be effective at least. Like he has to be smart. Is not going to replace what I mean. Porzingis is not going to replace what Smart. It's not. So you just broke up their team. I'm really skeptical about that coach anyway. Missoula, he made skeptical decisions anyway. But the Warriors, it's Chris Paul, man. Anywhere Chris Paul goes, the team gets better. Everybody around him gets better. So, of course, you're looking at the size factor. They didn't trade Kuminga. They decided not to during the draft. They want to keep him with the nucleus. They don't want to trade Moody. It would have been stupid because I don't think they should have traded Wiseman. I don't know what y'all thought. They're just crazy with that one. But you got Paul now. So now you got two ball handlers. Paul is going to be a clutch guy when you need him to give buckets. He's just that type of guy, but he's more of the true point guard, quintessential true point guard. Everybody around him gets better. I don't know what they're going to do with Draymond Green, but you got Wiggins, you got Klay Thompson, you got Kuminga. You know why they were able to trade Poole? Because they got Moses Moody. Just wait till Moses Moody gets this ball. Okay, so they still got shooters. Then they drafted a guy in the first round. I like Brandon. I like him a lot. I think he's a good shooter. They want to keep their same base. Chris Paul can let Curry run around crazy off the ball without handling the ball. And now you got Chris Paul. Like, that's going to make them a contender. He does it. He did it. He's with OKC. Look at the magic he did at OKC. There was nobody that was magic what he did with OKC when he did. I mean, anywhere he goes, Phoenix. I mean, finals. How many times they've been competing for it since he's been there? I mean, he was hurt, but who helped them get there? Like it's Chris Paul, like New Orleans. Chris Paul, man. It's crazy, but Chris Paul is Chris Paul. But yeah, but Boston, I think, is going to have some trouble. Like,
Yeah.
Smart is different. Like he's gritty. He gets on people's nerves. He can shoot the three.
Yeah.
Oklahoma
He's
State.
so fortunate to do it. Like they kept Smart. I would love this trade. I would probably say it sucks our favorites to put out the East, but losing Smart is really, that's
They
where
got
I
to
don't
prove
get
it to
this
me,
trade.
man. They got to prove it, man. Like, are you like that? That's.
I mean, maybe they have a plan to replace him, but yeah, that one puzzles me.
And then you already know that the Brown and Tatum situation is not as crystal clear as everybody think it is. Like Brown is not typically forced of staying there. He's had thoughts. He was in trade rumors. Like That's the guy you want to keep that nucleus together. Smart. He's the third guy. They brought them guys in together. They were drafted one after another. Smart in 2014. Then they are the nucleus. Why would you break up a young nucleus? I just don't get that trade. I don't.
I don't know either. Go ahead, Michael.
And my question is, do you think Derek Lively could be a good pick in the draft? Because in my opinion, I think he was a steal. I think he's probably one of the best traditional big men. He can protect the paint. But in my opinion, his scoring has to be a little better. Part two, my question is, who you think is going to be the bust of the draft and the best player in the draft?
Oh. Well, about Derek Lively's from Philly. I'm all for him. Western school guy. Yeah, man. Derek Lively was the number one player in the country at one time. Even though honestly I didn't think he was the best, but he's definitely, and it was a good class, man. I mean, goodness gracious. But just like Jalen Duren when he took over number one. But that's a great pick for. Listen, Dallas has no big men. You talking about an athlete, and on the upside about Derek Lively in the combine, he was shooting 3-pointers. He was catching and shooting threes. He showed them he can shoot threes. I'm talking about consistently. They were giving him the ball, and he was shooting them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3. Imagine that. So now you got Kyrie Irving. You get him locked up because that's the number one priority. Luka Doncic. Now you got 2 passes to go with Lively. He's in the perfect. And then Jaden Hardy. I always like Jaden Hardy, but he's in the perfect situation. He's in the perfect situation because he's going to be the starting center. They traded up for him. Listen, they're live in the perfect situation as far as the best player in the draft. It's going to be Wemby. Let me get off Wemby. I'm going to stop Wemby. I got to go somewhere else. I think the best, if we're talking about, I say Cam, I'll take Cam away because I like him a lot. So if we're talking about out of that, Scoot Henderson is going to be that guy that is going to impress. I mean, I'm impressed because he was 17 playing with grown men, and he was scoring almost 20 a game. I'm impressed because the second year he didn't go down. I'm impressed because he played against Vic and had 26 points and like 9 assists against Wembyama. So I think I'm just believing the hype. I mean, it's a lot of guys, but I'm believing the hype. In the bus, all right. See, I always write about that. So now I get to the bus who I think don't grill me, don't eat me up. But the other twin, I'm gonna have to see both of them do it. I think Amen is it. But Asar being that high, okay. All right. That whatever. But Asar is one guy who I think, and it's a lot of hype. It's a lot of hype. Too much hype. Generally, I like Hassan Wallace, but he'll be a good defensive player, but he'll just be another, I mean, this draft, a lot of guys are getting hyped up and some guys are going down that shouldn't have went down. I think he got a lot of hype right there, man. Jamie Jaquez, that to be the Heat to get him that high, I don't know, man. But the biggest bust, I had to say, I think one of the other twins. I think it'll have to happen. He's a good talent. I think Amon's the guy, but I don't think SR is going to be that guy like his brother. I think it's top 5. It's a top 5 pick. Top 5 pick. So yeah, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. You've got so there's so many different opinions with all these young kids, and we're really not gonna know who's good. We're really not gonna know who's we're not gonna really truly separate the men from the boys until at least a couple of years from now.
Right.
That's the beauty of the draft and scouting and stuff.
Yeah, it's always fun to see who's gonna end up being good, and you look back who ain't good. I mean, it was guys like Jalen LeCue and Kyrie Walker. These guys were projected to be certain stars. Isaiah Tide was.
And I know Jalen LeCue personally. I know Jalen LeCue.
That's my guy. I mean, I mean,
they did him dirty. Like one of the best players I ever seen play out of Jersey. Could have been.
I said when McDonald's All-American, he should have made it, but they was like, it's a certain rule. I'm like, what are y'all talking about right now? Like I was as Adam Zagora about that. Like I was like, what kind of stuff is that? That's crazy. The kid is one of the best. He played with Terrence Clark. He played like that was a heck of a high school that he like. Yeah, that was a heck of a high
Brewster
school
Academy at Brewster.
Yeah,
That team was tough.
Kai Jones was on that team. My guy Kai Jones. I mean, like that was another one of those type of Oak Hill type teams, IMG, Mount Verdi type teams that real underrated. But yeah, no question, man.
I got one more question on top of my head. So looking at next year's draft, I know my guy Eric Dixon is one of my close friends, and I'm really anxious to see. Yeah, Big E. I'm really anxious to see what his plan is after his last year at Villanova this upcoming season. What are your thoughts on a potential for him declaring for the NBA draft?
My guy. Well, I'm when you talk about Villanova recruiting, that is my number one. Like I follow everything they do from football. I know everything it comes to with Villanova. They got a good team this year. They're going to be contending for a title with that roster. Neptune puts his foot down on the coaching. I know he's a good coach. 14, it was 2-16 at Fordham. Coached him to a 16-16 team. I think he's a good coach. They got Ashley Howard back, but Eric Dixon, man, he's 6'7", he's 245. He shoot the three. Great stroke. Great stroke. I mean, you don't get too many people like that. I think got a better one than Amari Spellman, but Eric Dixon he's a big guy. So they're gonna love him in the NBA, man. They're gonna love him. I mean, that's the new thing now. That's what people are looking for. Stretch 4, stretch 5. I see him. If I see he's a second round pick right now. I don't see a first round. I think he's a second round pick. Anybody would want a 6'7", 255 guy with his stroke. And if he shows he can rebound at a better spot at the college level and be consistent like he was last year, yes, they're gonna definitely go after him. If they drafted Amari Spellman, they're gonna draft Eric Dixon.
I could definitely compare him to Embiid.
Who? Eric Dixon?
Yeah.
That is a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. Don't give him that much pressure.
It's like
don't do it. Don't do it.
Alex, comparing some random guy to the MVP. I think that's a lot of pressure to put on someone.
Gotta be 7 foot first. You look at a 6'7" guy. If I give him a comparison, you're talking about a guy comparison. You're looking at a stretch 4 guy that can shoot the three. So I mean, you don't get too many guys at 6'7", 255. So if you give a comparison, you got to go more of a Charles Oakley with a 3-point shot. That's what you got to go with him. If you know who Charles Oakley is, he was a power forward back in the day for the Knicks. Big guy, 6'7", 245, can shoot it, but not the three. But see, these are new guys, man. Guys would not shoot. There's not too many 6'7", 255 guys even shooting like that. You want to go to Robert Horry, maybe a guy like that back in the day who was like 6'10", could shoot the three. This guy's different, so that's why he'll definitely be drafted. Definitely. Maury Spellman was 6'7", 6'9", 255, and he could shoot. He could shoot. In the combines, he was the best shooting big man at the NBA draft combines, man. So it's a different comparison with him when you go, but it's definitely Embiid. He's a unicorn. I mean, unicorn. He's 7'2". He got to be that size. His footwork is immaculate, like a guard, like a Kobe guard. He's like a 7'2" Kobe. This is what it is. But now you get a coach that has to coach him and his abilities, man. It's just, Ben Simmons. I don't think he should have been put. He should have been forced to shoot free throws. Obviously, he was not forced to shoot at least free throws. If you're not shooting 3-pointers, when you get fouled, you gotta make them pay.
Yeah,
that is just it. Like as long. Look, everybody talking about 3-pointers. Giannis wasn't shooting 3-pointers for a minute before he, hit free throws. If you are 80% all the time they foul you, that eliminates everything. Now you can be the point guard. Now you can make them pay when you go to the hole. Now you're not, because Ben Simmons used to get on my nerves. I mean, you get right under the hole and passes the ball.
Leader, just so you know, this is a Ben Simmons slander podcast.
Man, I hope he get back to his, I mean, guy got
Yeah.
so much potential. I mean, coming out of high school, we talking about Wembyamba right now, right? Ben
Yeah.
Simmons, when he came out of high school, was the next big thing. Everybody was talking about, and he had the potential, but the coaches around him, I'm telling you, these coaches just let. You remember what Steve Nash said when he had Kevin Durant, James Harden, and
Yeah.
Kyrie? He said, I just let him play. I just let them play and become. You got to coach these. Come on, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, crazy, nuts. But I hope if he unlocks that, we are all in trouble. Brooklyn is going to be different, man.
Yeah.
We
Nah,
are
let's just be
all
real.
in
Ben Simmons is
trouble.
trash. Ben Simmons is dog shit.
Yeah, that's
He's a very
definitely the
frustrating
word right now.
player.
Yes, he is
As a
definitely.
Mets fan, I know.
But if he's still young, listen, I'm telling you, listen, we all know he's
Just get a
garbage
jump
truck
shot.
juice.
That just
He's
make
garbage
free
truck juice right
throws.
now. Yes, he's garbage truck juice right now. We all know. But if that young man wakes up in the morning, that's all he got to do is wake up. Just wake up. He has to wake up. Wake up, Ben Simmons. You got all the talent. When he wakes up with Michael Bridges, Nicholas Claxton, Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas, other guys come, Ben Simmons, and then this is a team that can build around him. You need him to have the ball, or everybody can score around him. This is the perfect team now. You don't have Embiid no more. This is all everybody used to talk about on the shows. If Ben Simmons could be by himself, what if he was by himself with people around him? If that happens, I'm scared as hell in Brooklyn
Yeah.
because I don't want to deal with that Ben Simmons. I don't, man. I mean, it ain't like we can't beat them, but they'll be tough. But they'll be tough, man. Michael
Yeah, I
Bridges.
mean,
Dog. He's a dog, man.
oh,
That's all he
he's a
That's all he
stud.
wanted. That's all he wanted. Give him the ball. Get that man the ball. He was scoring
Yeah.
17 games before he was
I mean,
transferred.
could you have gotten any better of a return for Katie than Mikal Bridges? I mean, you gotta give Sean Marks a pat on the back for that one.
Yeah. I mean, listen, and Michael Bridges was mad. I mean, he didn't think that was going. He kind of felt like Marcus Smart, but it is KD. You feel,
Yeah.
So, but Michael Bridges, yeah, they got to lock him up. If they're smart, they're locking him up for their super max. I mean,
Yeah.
he showed it. He showed it. Like, what else you need to see? So
I think he has what, 3 years left on his deal? I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up. I know he's locked in, after this season. Like, they gotta lock Cam Johnson up. Like, he's their super fans. They gotta bring him back. So there's a lot of work,
right.
Brooklyn needs to do.
They'll get it. I mean, there's another young team that's got to dip into who they're gonna sign, who means something. That's all it is. Yep.
Yeah. All right. One last question, leader, before we gotta move on. What you meant? I mean, last local team here. Obviously, the Knicks. They didn't have any of their first round any picks this draft, so we fortunately didn't see them do anything. So I want to ask you, what's your outlook like for the Knicks this season? Obviously, very surprising to make the playoffs, to make it to the second round. Behind So my question is like, do you think that they go out there and they try to pursue like another star to pair with Jalen Brunson, or do you think they just stamp and they just run back next year and they hold off on getting the next star? Because we all know like the Knicks roster is probably one superstar player away from really contending in the East.
They got Jalen Brunson, man. To me, that's one of the best. In the last 25 years, it's probably one of the top 10 best college basketball players you're gonna see come out. He's a winner. I mean, they got him. So to start every team, you need a point guard. That's the first thing. But
Exactly.
everybody wants to get better. Everybody wants. That's still the thing. I know we shoot today. I know you got stretch fives, but every team needs an elite ball handler to win the championship. It needs somebody. Jamal Murray. He's lucky to be him because you got Jokic. Lucky because Jokic can just be the point guy. But yeah, man, everybody. What you got? Quentin Grimes. You got Quigley. You got Mitchell Robinson. You keep your defensive guy in the five. I don't know how happy you are with Julius. Julius is so sometimes he's 50-50. I don't know what to say about Julius sometimes. I mean, I don't know the verdict out on. RJ Barrett needs to go to the next level.
Yeah.
I don't like RJ Barrett is the talent I'm tired of, man. Like he's so decent when RJ Barrett is supposed to be that. I mean, he's supposed to be different. He's supposed to be
Yeah.
doing the same things that Zion is doing. And I say the same thing about Cam Reddish, but Cam Reddish been going through you love me not. Like they just really been tug of war with him, so he don't get that opportunity. But RJ Barrett's got all the opportunity. If he goes to the next level, like his talent is permitted, like his ceiling is at, man, Knicks are gonna be tough. They played tough this year. I don't know how, Mitchell Robinson's not gonna be a great center, but you need a Tyson Chandler type center. You can win a championship with that. It's definitely on the resume. You can win a championship with a guy that just plays good defense and rebounds. You can do that, and they're athletes. So they need one more to be real. They need one more dog. They need one more scorer. They need somebody.
Yeah.
Get Zach LaVine. Get Zach LaVine, and that's a team you need to watch out for. So
Oh, so you're in favor of them going after Zach LaVine? Wow.
I mean, shoot, listen. Then he stopped playing. You got a star on the floor now. So put somebody around him. He's a point guard. Stop playing. Don't be looking like, oh, we want to wait for this guy. If Barrett got to go, he got to go. Like no playing when you're making a team. When you see your team like Cleveland don't need to play. If Cleveland with Donovan Mitchell and Mobley and Garland, Cleveland's close. That's the one team nobody. That's a close team. They're close. They got what you need. Jared Allen at the 5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a dangerous team to look at. That's the one that, and then they just got Monty Bates in the second round. That's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah.
All right. Any final questions for Leader regarding the NBA? All right, Leader. So this is where we're gonna transition, to the second half of the show. If you want, you can stick around. But if you have to go now, we understand it's your choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to this work, man. I'm
All right. Yeah, but
working.
Leader, we thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
No problem,
Talking NBA draft with you. It's a pleasure having you on.
All right, my man.
Yeah, before you go, one last thing here. Tell us where else can find you.
Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram, Leader Johnson. You can follow me on the Facebook Leader Johnson page. Also, highlevelsports.com is my website. I got recruiting. I got the one interview about the professional boxer, Callie Reese. She's doing movies now. And then I got all types of recruiting news, man. I got the mock draft there. You'll see the NBA draft guide. So highlevelsports.com, highlevel-sports.com, highlevel-sports.com, my man.
Perfect. We'll definitely check us out. So, Leo, thanks for come on, and you're welcome back anytime. Don't be a stranger.
No problem, man.
Take care. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. That was Leader Johnson. Really great to have him on, to talk, all things, NBA, talk all things NBA, and talk all things, NBA draft. After them, really great to have him on. So, but guys, you know what's how it is? It's time right now for the hot take of the episode. So, guess what, guys? We have a little conundrum going on. So here's the thing: there's only 2 people, well, 3 people that can technically go. Obviously, Marcellus, but he's not here. Sam can go, but guess what? He's not here, and I can't go either. I can't go for go rounds. And us can't go since he went last time. So that means we're down to 1 person. Michael Cunningham. Big Michael Cunningham. Baldy!
Watch your mouth. What I tell you
Okay,
about?
finally, that got your attention.
I was sleeping, man. I got a hot take today. That's weird.
Well, guess what, buddy? You better get one. Because it's your turn.
And you better watch how you talk to me. You want to get beat up tonight?
Do you want your hot take to get disapproved?
You want me to kick your ass tonight? Yeah, that's what I thought, pussy.
Okay.
I'm gonna explain. My hot take is why Adam is such a pussy. Okay, that's my hot take.
Alex, approve or disapprove?
Disapprove.
My brother.
Alex is like that. It's like that, Alex. It's like that.
We all got our own opinions.
Alex not a bitch. Okay. I got my real hot take. Alex Rich is a bitch. Here's why. Because Alex has been put up with my shit for over 5 years, and I can tell him to do whatever he wants. He is my minion. He does what he's told. And it's my hot take.
Alex, approve or disapprove?
Disapprove.
I gotta disapprove that one too.
Is this a hate crime? All right, Adam. I'm gonna give you a hot take. I'm gonna say Duke is going to have a good season this year for college basketball.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me get right. Let me get my right. I believe that John Schroyer, who is the successor to Coach K's Duke basketball empire, is going to took him to. People counted Duke out last year for the season, but shout out to John Schroyer to taking them to the Sweet 16. That's high for Duke, Adam. I thought they're going to be like maybe a round 32 team, but they went to the Sweet 16 and they lost to Tennessee. They lost to Tennessee, right, Alex?
Yeah, I think so.
They lost to Tennessee, and I'm gonna say it's a rebound year because they got half their players are coming back, and they got Isaiah Roach, Adam, who is a hell of a point. Jeremy Roach, who's a hell of a point guard, who is going to be their senior, so they have that leadership. You know what I'm saying, Adam?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And I believe that Duke can come back and win a can be a good team. They could probably win the ACC. He's staying there 4 year, which is amazing. Could be good, but can also be bad, but can help the team lead. You have their best player coming. There are a couple of their best players coming back, which is good. But they also have a couple of recruiting classes, a couple players in their recruiting class that they have. The class of 20 and 24. And you guys got, and I just believe. Hold up, I ain't done. Why you always got to interrupt black people?
I'm not interrupting you. Go ahead.
Racist, some racism. No,
Go ahead. I had a question I'll ask you, but you can finish. I'll let you finish.
Go ahead. Go ask me. Go ask me your question.
Okay. I'll ask you. So, you say your hot take is that Duke will have a good season. Define good, because last year, they had a disappointing, kind of like an early exit in the tournament. So, define good. Obviously, it's their second year under the new head coach after Coach K left.
I'm not saying they're going to win it. I'm not going to say that they're going to win. No, they're going to win.
I'm not saying, but how far? So obviously they can make.
I'd probably say they make it to the Elite Eight for them or the Final Four for them, maybe. Okay. But I could also see them winning the whole ACC division. They also have a new recruit that they just got, which I think is a good player. Sean Stewart, who is going to Duke, who went to probably the best power school in the country. He's a power forward, 6'8" power forward. He's number 17 in the state, 17 in the country, in the Power 25 class, which I think is amazing fit. And they also have a lot of players. They also have that leadership aspect, and Jeremy Roach as the leader. They also have. Hold up, let me go to their roster.
Go ahead.
You also have Proctor. You also have Proctor coming back. You also have Jeremy Proctor coming back. You also have Kyle Flipkowski, who is a 7-foot center stud, who I think is a massive beast, who is obviously an 18 and 10 guy who could literally give you 18 points, 10 rebounds, who is still part of a valuable piece. You also have Proctor, who's a great assist man, setup man for the team. And I believe this could be the year that they can go over the hump and make it to the Elite Eight and win the ACC title like they're usually doing.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I'll ask you one more question before I give you my verdict. So this year they lost, they lost Derek Whitehead in the draft, and they also lost they lost, and I mean they lost us Derek Whitehead. They lost Derek Lively. So how do they fill in those holes? And specifically, how do they fill those holes, and who from this recruiting class do you see that can make a
Did I
big
just
impact?
answer that question? Or I kind of answered
Go
that
ahead.
question. The first part of the question, the last part of the question I answered. They also have a cat by the name. They have it in the recruitment class of this year.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. They also have let me look because I've been smoking today. They have Duke has a lot of great players, but they also have a new recruit that's coming in who is probably one of the top players in they have another 20. They also have a 22 pick in PJ Power, who was a 22nd player in the draft, who is in the top 100, which is extremely honorful to get in college basketball. And you also have my dude that I just mentioned before. Give me a sec. But Adam, to answer your question,
Yeah.
but you can never lose a player. You can always lose a player. Like it sucks that we lost Derek Whitehead and Derek Lively to the draft. What they're doing, they want to do, go to the NBA. They did the one and done, so they can do what they want to do. But some players pick that one good school to play. I like how you're laughing when I'm giving you a reasoning, you dickhead.
I'm not laughing. Continue.
Yeah. That's all you get because you being an asshole. You ain't giving me your attention. When you do your hot take, I'm gonna give you that same energy.
I'm giving my attention. It's Alex who's not giving you any attention. Go on, Alex.
Yeah,
I'm asking you questions. I'm
fucking with you. I just want to see your reaction.
Okay, good.
you bitch. I got you. They also have Garrett McCain.
Mike, I wanted to chip in. I'm really anxious to see what the ACC conference looks like this year. I know that Duke is going to be a really hard team to beat because
they have three recruiting freshmen that are in the top 25, so which is amazing for them. They also have Jeremy Roach, who is coming back. They also have Flipkowski. They also have Proctor coming back. So they have 3 of their starting 5 coming back, and now they add those 2 recruits that they usually do. And Flipkowski, who is easily a 15 and 12-10 guy, but we also lose one of our star assistant coaches in Emil Jefferson. But I think we have time to gain, and I think we may get Nolan Smith to be one of our coaches. So I think we're going to have a great record. We're probably going to win the ACC division conference, and we're going to win the ACC championship and probably be either a Elite 8 or a Final Four team. End of my hot take.
All right. I want to, Alex, you're the college master. I want to see where you go here, so I'm going to let you go first.
So first off, I know that the ACC was pretty weak the past season, and I know Duke was on a roller coaster with wins and losses, but I think that this year we're going to see Duke spark into a different picture. But I wouldn't.
You little hater.
I wouldn't be surprised of Virginia being a dark horse team in the ACC. I think that they got pretty good talent that they can really be contenders as well as Duke. So those are my 2 teams in the ACC that can probably be the potential of winning the conference. But I think if I had to choose, I think as much as I hate them, I think Duke has the edge of being champions.
All right, so are you approving or disapproving?
I'm going to approve.
All right, Adam.
All right.
God, if you attention.
All right, so let's see, because remember, we had a rule where if if at the time we all receive a response to Sam,
Adam, if you screw me,
Michael's hot take technically gets disapproved. So I have
Adam,
the power
Adam,
here. I have the
Adam,
power
I swear
here.
to God, if you screw me over, I literally say the fix is in. Because you screwed me on my last hot take. So you better not screw me.
All right, so
Adam, I'm not playing. I will literally come to your house and literally beat the dog shit out of you and leave you into a bloody heap. You have been warned if you screw me. I'm not playing. Do you see the plane in my eyes? You've been warned.
Can I finish? So normally, you know, if Michael would talk to me that way, I would go ahead and disapprove him. But you know, I gotta be objective. I gotta think about the hot take here. Because you're saying that you know Duke, after they got embarrassed, you know, in the second round, is gonna all of a sudden make a leap. They're gonna win the ACC, and they're all of a sudden gonna win to the league after they just lost Austin Whitehead and a bunch of guys. You're really
They only
gonna
lost two guys. They only lost two dudes.
true, but they lost some key players to their some key players to their roster. So I'm sorry, Michael. I'm gonna
Wow,
have to approve this one.
if you would have screwed me, I would have killed you. If you would have screwed me,
All right. There's three reasons. Number one, you brought up really great points about all the recruiting class, a bunch of players that are coming that you have high expectations for. That's number one. But the big reason why I'm approving is, you know, this is now their second year under who's their head coach again?
John Troyer.
John Troyer. So this is their second year under him, and I would like last year was really them. You know, you could tell, you know, that they were still, you know, getting used to this new system. Like obviously, since Coach K has been there for like God knows how many years, you know, transitioning from him was obviously gonna be a tough adjustment. So now that they have another year under their belts, and they have another new year in that system, I really could see, you know, Duke, you know, getting back to their winning ways. And that's number two. And number three, Michael, I could tell you were tired, and you're tired. You originally didn't even come up with a hot take. So the fact that you were able to come up with, you know, a really, I would say, a pretty entertaining hot take, I'm gonna give you a pat on the back for that one, buddy.
Thank you.
You got scared for a minute, didn't you?
I didn't get scared because I know you ain't. I know you ain't that biased towards my hot takes. Adam, if you would have screwed me, me and Alex would have get in the car and run you over. Here's the thing. I thought Alex was going to screw me because I know he hates Duke with a passion. But I was about to say, if Alex, you're a basketball fan, don't be objective.
All right. You know, I could have just say, Michael, you kind of did screw me over when you voted for Sam instead of me, like during that previous hot take.
What hot take?
When I went to say when we were at debate who's the best player in basketball, he said yes. I said Jokic.
First of all, we all were fucking with you. We all think y'all.
So you actually think Jokic is better?
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, hear that, Sam? Sam, are you listening right now? I won the hot take, bitch. You only beat me in name alone. That's it.
Buddy, you gotta break it down a little bit. You're scaring people. You gotta break it down a little bit. You're scaring black people. You're scaring the niggas. Now you sound like a cracked up Santa Claus. You're like, ho, 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 motherfucker. How can we help you?
All right, but we're gonna let me catch my breath after that. We're gonna let Mike catch his breath. And we're gonna say, Alex, we have a championship matchup in college baseball, and we had an unbelievable ending to that LSU Wake Forest game, and obviously with Florida advancing over to ECU. So, Alex, buddy, the floor is yours.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting end of those series between Wake Forest and LSU, and I think that the championship series between LSU and Florida is going to be one of the best College World Series championship series in a while, and it could go either way because LSU has a lot of talent and Florida has stacked talent from head to toe, and I think that uh, as I said before, it can go either way, and I wouldn't be surprised if LSU takes uh takes it all and wins it.
So you think LSU's gonna go all the way?
I'm not like 100% saying that they can win it, but there's no doubt that they got the potential of beating the Florida Gators. But I think Florida has a really good edge of winning it. So as of now,
It's gonna be a really tight matchup.
yeah, game one is Saturday at 7 p.m.
Saturday, are you gonna be no spoilers, but are you considering picking that game for our bets?
I thought we couldn't pick college baseball.
Wait, can we? Hold on, let me check here. Yeah, that's right. 'Cause I remember we couldn't do it in the regular season. Let me see if that changes. All right, you can do it for the championship. So not you can do it for the championship. So if you want, you can you can make a pick for that one. In fact, I'm starting to think because I was originally now we'll save it for let's say we'll save it for that segment. But one thing I want to ask you is what was your reaction to that walk off against Wake Forest by LSU? I mean, what a way, because Wake Forest was like the best team in the country, right?
Yeah,
And seeing them seeing LSU knock them off like that must have been epic.
yeah, it's pretty gut wrenching to see them lose like that, especially in a scoreless game entering the 11th inning when you have no idea what the hell is going to happen. And the Tigers of LSU just completely dominated the last half inning. And I'm really excited for that program and getting the chance to go up against a really talented Florida team in the championship series is going to be the one for the ages, and it's going to turn a ton of people's attention once game one gets underway.
Definitely. But Alex, great job once again, doing college baseball for us. I mean, nothing else to say. Just great. Nothing really else to say. Just great job. I'm really looking forward to LSU versus I'm really looking at to be LSU and Florida. I'm sure it's gonna be a very entertaining, championship series.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think game one is gonna be a very high scoring game. I think each team will have at least 6 or 7 runs by the end of the game.
All right. All right. But now it's time. Michael, I've got a rant here. I got a bone to pick with someone. You want to know who I've got a bone to pick?
Who?
Hal Steinbrenner.
Please do.
Okay. So I'm sure, Michael, you're gonna literally pull up a chair. You're gonna be tuning into this. Don't worry, I'm gonna entertain you. But Hal Steinbrenner. I originally wasn't gonna talk about much about the Yankees this episode, but then I heard this quote from Hal Steinbrenner, who was on the Michael K show, the other day, and I was listening in, and I thought for the most part it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. We're obviously saying the jerk stuff, but I was like Brian Cash's press cuts was like earlier, and I really honestly felt like it was just I really felt like that was like he was kind of like insulting it. So that's how good Josh Donaldson is. Like, bro, give me a break, give me a break. But Hal Steinbrenner, but for most of it, it wasn't like that until this one quote, which literally made me say, like, why is this man only my team? Do you know what, Michael? You want to know what Hal Steinbrenner said?
What do you say?
Do you want to know what Hal Steinbrenner said?
What?
He says he's a little confused as to why Yankee fans are so upset when it's only the third week of June.
What in the hell?
Let me
Adam, he ain't
repeat.
that stupid. Adam, he ain't that stupid. He's
You want
not
me to
that.
send you the clip? I'll post the clip right now in the group chat.
He ain't that stupid. He ain't that dumb.
Let me repeat. Hal Steinbrenner says he's a little confused as to why Yankee fans are so upset when it's only the third week of June. You want to know why?
No, I don't believe this. This is he.
You want to know why we're so upset? Because we haven't been to the World Series since 2000 freaking 9. Now, if you want to say, okay, like most like the Knicks haven't been to the NBA Finals, like God knows all. So you want to say, oh, Yankee fans are spoiled? You're not wrong. In fact, you're probably right. We are spoiled. So I'll give you that. Yankee fans, including myself included, are spoiled. But you know what? We can be upset. So if we'll say, oh, we should be upset. Since we haven't been to the World Series so long. Okay, that's one thing. You want to know what? But I'll counter with this. Back in 2017, when Aaron Judge all these bars come up, you really got the sense, that this is going to be on the verge of another Yankees dynasty, or I wouldn't say many dynasties wrong, but you got the sense that this team had a bright future. You got the sense that sometime in the future that Yankees winning 08 wasn't that far away. And you know what? They haven't been to Game 7 of the ALCS since then. They have not won a game against the Houston Astros in the playoffs since 2019. Let me repeat. When they have not won a game in the ALCS since 2019. So that's the problem, Hal Steinbrenner. You want to say, we're spoiled that we haven't won the World Series like that long? Fine. But back in 2017, you had this amazing run, and you really sound like you were making steps in the right direction. You really seemed like we got on the verge of building something special. And especially 2019, after that when you just barely lost on a wholesale walk-off in Game 6, and then you go out there and then you sign Garrett Cole, and you really I thought as a Yankee fan, like, okay, like we've got something building here. Like, we're like, let's go. Like, I really felt that. And you know what? Since then, you haven't gotten further to a World Series, close to a World Series. You've gotten further. That's the big problem. That's why you guys are so upset. We're not upset that it's only June. We're not upset that it's only June. This is something that's been going on for a while now. Back in 2020, yes, it was short season, but you know what? You got dumped in 5 games by the Astros. Back in 2021, when the team got bounced a while out by the Red Sox. Last year, where you get swept by the Astros in the ALCS. That's why we're so mad, Hal Steinbrenner. We're not mad just because it's June. We're mad because this is an ongoing trend that we've seen with this team since 2020. Let me look at the Yankees offense. I've been keeping track of this Yankee. I did some research. keep track of this Yankees offense and how like poor it's been, or now 2023, that's maybe a little bit outdated, since when I first wrote them down, but so if they are, go easy on me. I'll try to correct them, but in 2021, Yankees scored the 19th most runs in baseball. 19th. That Yankees in 2021 have below average offense. Now 2022, they have the second best offense in baseball, which okay, yeah, I see you like you made shots that you improved. Dude, now granted, your offense we went to bed in the playoffs, but aside from that, and that's improvement. Now it's 2023. You guys want to know where the Yankees rank in runs scored across all Major League Baseball? Let me get it right here. In terms of all runs scored, the Yankees rank 17th in all of Major League Baseball. That's what they're 17th in all Major League Baseball. They rank the bottom half of the league in walks. They rank bottom half of the league in batting average. They're one of the worst. Oh my god! In terms of on base surge, they're one of the worst teams getting on base in all the major leagues. Their OPS is below league average. This is why we're so upset. It's because we're seeing the same things we saw with this offense, back in 2021 and back during the second half of 2022. This is why we're so upset. We're seeing the same things over and over again. The team not being able to hit rise scoring position. The team not hitting for enough extra base hits. The team being solely reliant on the home run in order to win in baseball games. We're seeing the same thing over and over. Michael, what's the definition of insanity?
Doing it over and over and over again.
Exactly. So that's exactly what this Yankees team is doing. They're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So, Hal Steinbrenner, this is why Yankee fans are so upset. We are upset that we have won a World Series since 2009. We are upset with that, but you know what? I'll give you that. We are spoiled. I'll admit, like Michael, I'm sure there are Knicks fans out there that are looking at that and saying, "Hi, you haven't won since 2009, huh? Hold our beer." But that's not the only reason why we're so upset. That's not the only reason. It's because since 2017, when you took the Astros 7 games, since 2019, when you took the Astros to 6 games and you barely lost on a Jose Altuve walk-off and you signed Garrett Cole and you really felt like that championships were coming. Since then, you haven't gotten further to a World Series. Since then, you haven't gotten closer to a World Series. You've gotten further. You've regressed since then. That's why I'm so mad. We're not mad that you haven't won a World Series. Well, we're disappointed that you haven't won a World Series, because that's the ultimate goal. But we're not furious because you haven't won a World Series. We're furious because it feels like we're taking steps backward rather than taking steps forward, and we're seeing the same exact problems with this offense over and over and over again. And Yankee fans like myself, we're tired of it. We're tired of it, and we're really disappointed with how the season's going. And I'm gonna be honest, we're really disappointed with how this era, even though it's not his fault, or at least not all his fault, we're really disappointed with how this Aaron Judge era is going right now. But yeah, Michael, I'm sure seeing that tweet just reignited your hatred for Hal Steinbrenner, didn't it? Michael, I just teed you off there, my boy.
I'm trying to be a good Christian. I'm just trying to be a good
Go ahead. Let it loose. Rant on Hal Steinbrenner. Go ahead.
Hal motherfucking Steinbrenner. You have to probably be the most dumbest human being on the planet. I was gonna take the nice way out, Adam. Take my medicine and go to sleep and say have dreams about puppies and rainbows tonight. But now I
Nah,
can't.
man, this is the Yankees. We don't do that stuff here.
I was gonna have fun. But I was already in a pissed off mood already. Now this just angered me. This is when Michael Cunningham leaves. This is when Murder Mike comes in. Hal Steinbrenner, you piece of shit. You are probably, if your father, George Steinbrenner, is probably rolling in his grave right now for the stupid shit you said. It's only June. Motherfucker, we gotta win June to make it to the World Series. The fuck? Like my comrade said, we haven't won a World Series since 2009. I was 15 years old. I'm about to be 29 in a week and a half.
I was 13.
I need a championship.
I was in what, 8th grade?
Adam was a virgin still back then. Hell. Point is, God, do you just Hal Steinbrenner, I'm gonna boycott you until you get rid of the Yankees. You need to sell them because you're a disgrace to your father's legacy. You think your father would have said the same thing? No, your father would have been on our ass about winning. Hal Steinbrenner, name one good thing you did this year besides signing Aaron Judge. Name one good thing you did.
I mean, they signed Rodon, but he hasn't pitched a game. He hasn't pitched an inning for them. He hasn't thrown one pitch for them.
What else did he do right, Adam? Besides re-signing Judge?
I mean, I say the sign of Carlos Rodon, but other than that, that's it.
He hasn't even suited up.
Yeah.
He's been injured majority of the year.
Exactly. And I was like, a play at the Yankees offseason. I love to bring back Judge. I love to bring back Rizzo. I love the Rodon sign, but they still, I thought, could have used one more bat, and that's showing right now. Like they're desperately, they desperately could use the extra bat right now.
Imagine they get Ohtani next year.
I wouldn't get your hopes up. I wouldn't get your hopes up for that. Maybe next year, but maybe next year. But I don't think of the deadline because right now the Angels, I think right now are really close to a wild card spot.
Imagine Ohtani signs a year, or like a couple year deals to sign with the Yankees.
You'll buy a jersey day one, right?
I may learn Japanese, Adam.
You will take Japanese classes.
You're damn right.
Ah, my boy.
I may become an Angel. I may become an Astro fan if Hal Steinbrenner still screwed up my Yankees. I may become an Astro fan, Adam.
Okay, now I'm gonna call cap on that.
I may have to join the dark side, Adam.
Angels fan I would have given you, but not Astros. Come on, brother.
I may be a Jose Altuve fan. I may become would you rather me become an Astro fan or a Red Sox fan?
Neither.
Yeah. I may become an Angels fan, Adam.
No, I got one. I may become a Phillies fan.
I haven't lost my rocker yet, Adam.
All right, but speaking of, the Yankees, they lose one game to the Texas Rangers. I'm not even gonna bother breaking down the games. They win 2 against the Mariners, but then they lose the second one. Domingo completely implodes, and then this game they lost extra innings. The lineup can't do jack squat. So those are previous their games. I'm not even about breaking it down because we basically saying the same thing. Things that we said previous episodes, so I'm not even gonna bother saying that. I like seeing Anthony Volpe get going. Like he had a couple big hits. He had a big home run the other day. He went hitless this past game, but he did have a walk. So I'm pretty sure this is like what past 9 games, like his averages of all this other stuff. So since that chicken parm thing lost well, so hopefully this is the sign of Anthony Volpe getting going. So But yeah, other than that, I'm not really even. Other than that, yeah, everything I said about the Yankees, like from what I said, with the Hal Steinbrenner rant, and before I did my rant, the trees, so all that still stands. So I'm not even gonna bother. So nothing that happened that these past previous games changed my mind. All right, last but not least, before we get to our bets, Alex, the Phillies, I think they they lose two to the Braves. With a rain out that'll be made up on September 11th. So they lose two to the Braves, but then they come back home. But then they come in to host the Mets, and after getting swept by the City Field, they win game one in pretty dominant fashion. So well, not down. I mean, 5-1 is actually down, but it was a decent win. It was a nice win. So Alex, my boy, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I felt like Taiwan Walker pitched pretty well. He found the strike zone uh, inning by inning. Um, I know that the Phillies bats woke up after a tough Braves series finale game, and uh, I think Kyle Schwarber is finally getting momentum back, offensively and defensively. Although offensively he was not as what Phillies fans wanted from him, but I think big things are ahead for him. The rest of the series and the series coming up against the Cubs starting next Tuesday. So I think that like having this win, uh, getting this win under their belt is a really good sign, and I think that if they win on Saturday against the Mets, I think that they are in for a sweep against the Mets, and that would be a great opportunity to uh, get a good have a good record. And I know that they're like 2 games above 500 as of now. I think two or three, I'm not sure, but even if they don't sweep the Mets, they'll they will definitely win the series. And I'm curious to see what will happen um, the rest of the month. And I know that the start of July gets pretty hard for them, but I'm just really anxious to see what happens.
Yeah, be similar to what we said, about the Yankees. There's not really much to say about the Phillies that we haven't seen, that we haven't said, in our previous episodes. Trey Turner's still, not exactly quite where you want him though. Oh, but like I said, Nick Castellanos has been a star. Kyle Schwarber. The average is low, but when you have 327, but when you have 327 on base and 441 slugging, again when you're drawing walks and hitting home runs the way he is, you can kind of live with the low average at least a little bit. I Harper's and Harper, Realmuto, so the one weakness they really have is pitching because as great as Zach Wheeler's been, Aaron Nola has not had a great year. Walker, even though he pitched well, you want some more consistency out of him. So the only thing that I could really find fault with right now, Alex, is that Trey Turner has not lived up to his contract yet. B, you want to see, Schwarber at least hit above the Mendoza line. And C, I think the pitching, I think pitching could be a bit better. But hey, you're above 500. You're still, you still at least have a chance to, at grabbing the wild card. Like, you're 3 games out, but you're still in the race for a wild card. So hey, you gotta feel good about where the Phillies are, Alex.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, but and the Mets. I mean, guys, we made Michael, the New York Yankees maybe a disappointing team this year. The Yankees may be a very disappointing team this year, but you know what, Michael? They are God compared to what the Mets are.
Oh God.
They're 34 and 41. If it was for and this was a team that was for this is a team that had sure the Yankees had World Series aspirations. The Yankees, like, as much as we complain about them, they're at least in a playoff spot right now. Mets aren't even a playoff spot. They're not even. Not only are they not in a playoff spot, they're not even close. They're we're in the wild card. They are 8 games out of the wild card, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams ahead of them. It is just a mess. They have the 4th worst record in the entire National League. I think. Is that true? Yeah, 4th worst record in the entire National League. Then you lose 2 out of 3 to a national team that's while still good isn't what they once were, and then you lose this first game to the Phillies. Is a mess in Metland right now. So, Michael, you want to give you advice regarding the Yankees? You want to give you advice? Here's the thing that'll make you feel about the Yankees. You're not Marcellus.
What's up, brother?
You're not Marcellus right now.
What?
You're not Marcellus.
Thank God.
The Yankees may be disappointing, but you know what? At least they're not the Mets.
Thank God.
That's one thing we could be grateful for. Alright, but guys, you know what time it is?
Best of the episode.
It's time right now for our best of the episode. To recap your last episode, only 2 of us won our bet. Alex, you're trying to get hot now. You won your 2nd bet in a row, and I finally won a bet. Yay! Which, by the way, Michael, did you see the bet our good buddy Sam gave you?
Yeah, I'm going to kill him for that bet.
We literally tried it out. If you had won it, you would have gained infinite points. Could you imagine if it actually won it?
Dear God.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you did. But yeah, me and Alex won our bets. All of us except Marcellus won the game of the episode. But yeah, quick update. It stands in first place, 2022 record, 174.32 points for 8 stars. Alex, my boy. You move up to 2nd place, 17 and 30, 25 record, 116.62 points for 5 stars. You jump as Marcellus, who falls to the 3rd place, 16 26 record, 141.27 points for 5 stars. Michael, you hold on the 4th place, 14-28 record, 63.28 points for 1 star, and I remain in last place, 12 and 30 record, 87.60 points for 1 star. All right, but I did, however, win the episode. I was like 2-0. I won the bet, but I also won the bet. So I also won the game of the episode. I won my pick for that. So you know what that means, guys? I get to pick the game of the episode. You guys know where I'm going with this, right?
Yep.
I am going with the psych. I'm picking LSU Florida game 1.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
go with Florida.
All right, you're going with Florida? Hmm. Decisions. This is a tough pick. I mean, Alex says Florida, and he's, the college baseball expert, so do I side with him? But I do need to kind of gain ground on Alex here in terms of the record. This is a tough choice. You know what, Alex?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with LSU. Let's go head to head.
Okay.
Michael, what's your pick? Remember, this is LSU versus game. This is LSU versus Florida game 1 of the College World Series championship.
Hey, we don't got basketball. We don't got basketball yet, so. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do MLB.
No, this isn't your bet. This isn't your bet. We're doing game of the episode.
We picking college baseball?
Yeah, LSU versus Florida game 1.
I guess LSU.
Okay, you riding with me. We'll have Marcellus pick LSU, and then I'll ask Samuel whichever one he's picking. If he doesn't get in, if it is a game, I'm just gonna give him whichever team loses. All right, but now it's time for our actual bets. Now I'm gonna go first here again, and I've been really thinking about this one, guys. Because I want to take a bet that's safe, but I want to take a bet that's too risky, but I also want try and make some points. I want to try to make some points. So I'm gonna ride with something that I feel like I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna ride with something here. I'm gonna cook something up. I am going. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna take the Yankees over the Rangers on Sunday. So that'll be a series finale, the rubber game. That's my first one. And I'm gonna add 2 legs to a same game parlay. I'm gonna go with Anthony Volpe to get a hit because he's been hot lately. And I definitely think he'll get a hit. And I'm gonna take the over for Garrett Cole strikeouts. So whatever the over is for Garrett Cole strikeouts in that game, you got Garrett Cole amount he's been shoving. To quote my friend DJ Lit MVP on Twitter, when in doubt, trust 4-5. So I'm putting my trust in 4-5. I'm gonna say Garrett Cole over on the strikeouts, Volpe 1 hits, and the Yankees over the Rangers on the money line on Sunday. All right, Axe, go ahead and A, make sure you text me a bet, and B, just say your bet on the air.
Okay. I'm doing a 3-game parlay for baseball. So
Right.
I'm gonna do Cubs money line over Cardinals.
Okay.
Braves money line over the Reds.
Okay.
Phillies money line over the Mets.
Okay. No one saw that coming. Okay, Sam didn't get his bet in, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'll give him the parlay that I wasn't gonna. What should I do here? I'll have Yankees over Rangers money line as a placeholder, but I'll if he does update his bet, I'll change to that. And for Marcellus, Michael, you can pick for Marcellus.
Pick Mets money line.
Mets over Phillies money line. Okay, that's it, right? No singing parlays.
No.
Okay. All right, Michael Cunningham. Last up, go ahead.
I'm gonna do Derek Jeter's broadcasting debut game tomorrow. Cubs versus Cardinals, and I got the Cubs money line.
Oh wow!
You didn't know that?
I had no idea. That's the London game, right?
Yeah, this is his major league broadcasting debut
Wow!
in the pregame show.
All of a sudden, that game just became way more interesting to me.
And you call yourself a Jeter fan? Shame. You Judas. You Judas. Are you wearing a Mets hat, young man?
I'm wearing a Jackals hat, dum.
I thought you were in a Met hat. I was about to say, you live in infamy.
You will never catch me wearing that thing with that thing on.
What would you if I put a Met hat on in your sleep?
If you did in my sleep, I will literally look at you saying, why?
I'll do it just to screw with you.
Okay.
Let's end the show because I'm tired.
All right, guys, that's all for our best episode. Yeah, we're gonna end the show. We're gonna make this a short outro today because it's definitely time. But you got Cubs over the Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
All right, gotcha. Quickly, guys. Any final thoughts? Oh, Michael, you want to tell our viewers about the party we had the other day?
Yeah, we had a good time. We watched the draft with a couple of our friends, Drew and Patrick. We had a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time. Me and Patrick just dominated in Halo at Dave & Buster's.
Actually, I was the last man standing.
You guys were. I'll give you credit for that. You were. I totally dominate. And then the other thing, I whooped Michael's butt in air hockey, and he whooped my butt in basketball.
I beat you like you stole something.
I scored 10-something goals, and for some reason the scoring machine is broken, and half of them didn't count. Same thing happened with Patrick. I scored 10, and only 4 of them counted because there was something wrong with the machine. My dumb luck. But yeah, it was a great time, yo. It was a great time. Great food there at Dave & Buster's. It was just amazing. We gotta go back. We gotta go back there more often, Michael. Next time we could bring Sam too.
Yeah, Sam needs a permission slip.
Yes, and also shout out to our friend Drew, and shout out to our friend Patrick. Good old. Bring back the old days. All right, but guys, any final thoughts?
Nah, dog.
All right, yeah, Mike. Alex, no final thoughts, right? Any?
Go Phillies.
Even though we stink right now, even though we're not playing up to our potential, let's go Yankees. Alright, guys, that's it. This is episode 186 of the Yankee Podcast. This is truly Alex Cunningham, Alex Rich, and our special guest, Leader Johnson. Like you heard, leave a like and follow and subscribe to the podcast. Also, enjoy our content. If you content YouTube, reach out to social media. We feature to say, featured episode of my events. Those who introduce just fancy. You enter a world, leave it, and dive in. See you next time, and until then, stay lit.
And we're out.